Eleanor Clift joins us now to discuss the outcome and what to expect next week. She is a political columnist for the Daily Beast. Eleanor, great to see you. This victory by Trump, it was not unexpected, but what did you make of the margin of his victory?
Well, the margin tells you that he has really locked down the base, and that to finish second doesn't give you many bragging rights. And I doubt that he would even choose his running mate from the candidates who came in second and third. So it's an astounding margin. He won all but one of Iowa's 99 counties. And the one county he lost by one vote to Nikki Haley. So his message is resonating, and I think the pundits who were explaining and re-explaining his appeal were confounded by the fact that he also has attracted college graduates. His appeal used to be mainly to people without a college education, and his legal challenges seem to have reached people with college degrees who are buying what he says, that this is a partisan witch hunt. So it was a big night for Donald Trump. And because there's no fight on the Democratic side, it looks like the election is all about Donald Trump. I think the media coverage and everything will even out at some point, but it sure looks like we're getting a rematch of what we had in 2020, Trump versus Biden.
And Eleanor, what happens next? Of course, the race moves to the state of New Hampshire. That's a more moderate state than Iowa, and the current polls show us that Nikki Haley is doing well. In fact, there was a poll about a week ago which showed her just about 7 points apart from Trump.
Well, if she were to win New Hampshire, that would shake the political ground, but she would still have a tough time ahead because the next state is South Carolina, her home state, which is what we call a closed primary. You don't have independents and Democrats able to vote in that primary as they are in New Hampshire. So she would encounter a very Trumpified electorate, if you will, and if she would then lose her home state, that would kind of end her path to the presidency there. So yes, New Hampshire has delivered some big surprises in the past. Lyndon Johnson bowed out of his reelection in the 60s when a challenger came close to upsetting him. He still won, and that was enough to drive a sitting president out of the race. But I can't imagine actually what would happen in New Hampshire that would send Trump packing. He's running for a lot of different reasons. One, because of his MAGA agenda and wanting to, as he puts it, finish what he started. He's also running to stay out of jail. He's got, several legal proceedings against him, and should he win re-election, he can pardon himself from the federal charges. So he's got a lot of reasons to stay in this race, no matter what happens in New Hampshire.
Eleanor, Donald Trump has a very firm grip on the party's base. And in fact, the New York Times made the point that any other candidate that hopes to see any kind of success would have to break that stranglehold that he has on the party. Is that likely?
It's not likely, and I don't think the two challengers are even going to try, because they're accepting that he has this hold on the party, and I think they just want to conduct a dignified race and preserve their credibility for 2028, and with or without Trump's endorsement then. I don't think they're going to go after him to the extent that some of us maybe would like to see.
So what are the things that you'd be looking for in New Hampshire?
Again, does he break the 50% margin? Because then that really does, he's a majoritarian then, he's not winning by a plurality. And what is the crossover turnout? Are Democrats and independents after him, or are any Republicans getting disillusioned? The argument used to be that he can't win, and Republicans who oppose Trump were saying he's a loser. You don't want to go with a loser. But we've had a string of polls now that show he's very competitive, and actually in these matchups with the current president, that he could win. So I don't see anything coming out of New Hampshire unless suddenly Republicans grow a spine and say we're going to vote against this man and cause him to lose the New Hampshire primary. I don't think you can find too many pundits who would predict that happening, though. He looks in very good shape.
Eleanor Clift, thanks for joining us.